Hello, this is TD Bob. We're up on Thai Highway 1013 at the junction of 1248. So this is functionally where you either head into the wilderness or you take this left turn and you head back over to Thailand's tallest mountain and largest national park, Doi Inthanon. As you can see, this is a fairly well-marked intersection, and you were able to go back up toward Chiang Mai by either going to the left toward Samoeng or to the right toward Chiang Mai, and this heads south toward the national forest. This is a roadside temple on the way down the hill from the point we were at on the last clip. And this is the entrance to the temple. As you probably noticed, the top of hills are favored for a lot of temples. These dragons going up the stairway, progressively coming out of the mouth of other dragons, is interesting and very common. These are more, the spines on the back of them are more pronounced in a lot. And typically the Buddha is sitting under an umbrella of sorts in a lot of these places. I am suspecting that this is where we missed the turn the other day to go to this pond, because I was looking at the statue and didn't stay on the road. As you can see, we're back down into an agricultural valley. Where we missed the turn to the lake the first trip. You got to admit the only instructions we're receiving are a bit ambiguous. Like there's some people out here today. There was nobody on the previous trip, but that was earlier in the day. It's about 1 p.m. now. Looks like we have some swimmers today. Well, if you'll excuse my language, I'm on the dam spillway now. Tell me the name of this town, this village? Wetong? Okay. I appreciate it. Y'all have a nice day.
You too.
Morning. Hi, Mom. They were just putting that steeple up. There was a large crane here when I came through the day before yesterday. Well, this is something different. This is a village on a hilltop. Usually they're in the valleys where the water is. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And this is something you got to be aware of. These little towns will wet the highway. It won't have been any rain for a month. It cuts down. It goes from being on a dry surface to a wet surface with very little warning. As you can see, we're dropping off into a nice little valley. Everything that's not vertical has some plantings going on. There's cabbage just ahead of us on the left. There's a guy down there picking some sort of fruit. Papayas. It's not mangoes, I don't know. And if you can look down there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that whole field is just covered up with little white butterflies hovering over the cabbage, which is a darkest green. This is a rice terrace. It's currently drained because we're going into the dry season, or in the early part of the dry season. And after they get their next planting done, this whole thing will have standing water until the point of the rice growing they don't need it anymore. If you're looking down into the river, there's a girl riding an elephant with a selfie camera and a couple other elephants doing whatever it is elephants do. This is a riverside attraction. There's food. There are little huts down on the river so you can see and swimming. It goes on for quite a way. This is an unusual sight for early April in Thailand. The river is still flowing well, and then of course the farmers are delighted about that. See some chickens coming across on the far side of the stream. Looks like either cows or oxen further to the left, and then various crops up the hill. This is a construction project. I don't know what they're building. We've driven by here several times without figuring it out. There's a substantial amount of water to the right of those buildings on the top layer, and there's a good outflow down here. certainly enough to support a substantial lake. There's also a silt pond at the bottom and a dredge and a hoe in it. Well, this dog dropped by to see me, but seems like since I don't have anything to give him to eat, he's not impressed. I'm going to ride down toward the lower dam now and see what I can see that we haven't seen already. I've got a couple of still shots I'll include. And if you look way at the very, very far end before it starts that last climb, you can see some big yellow stuff that looks like track hose to me. We'll come back out over here when we're leaving the valley. You can see there's a dredge or two dredges right in front of us. And looks like about a 200 size Hyundai with a 60-foot boom. This is the valley below the dam. This is pushing back up toward the project. There are some buildings up there. They look like older farm buildings. This is another of the agricultural valleys out in the Samoeng district. You will notice that these people are very precise in their farming activities. The amount of land they have is none of it's wasted. And the only ingredients are a valley and some amount of water moving through it. Now, I suspect that there's a reservoir being built slightly uphill from here. It's too much vegetation on the side of the road for me to get a good picture, so I've come up today with the DLSR and the intent to park and walk if I have to get a better shot.